Hello and welcome back to Minecraft. Um, I thought I would make a video just rambling on about um, some stories I've had with the old Minecraft and where I began with Minecraft, um, and just build at the same time. So I've got a bridge I'm working on over there, and I'm going to work on that while I talk. And anyway, uh, I suppose to get started, the way I discovered Minecraft originally was through my cousin at a Christmas party in 2010, family Christmas party, and I, I I liked hanging out with my cousins a lot when I was younger, so I would I basically went into his room and saw he was playing Minecraft Classic, and Minecraft Classic, for those who don't know, was essentially a very old version of Minecraft that was on the Minecraft website for free as like a sort of demo. And it basically, yeah, and basically I had no idea what Minecraft was at the time, so uh, I was really intrigued by what is essentially digital Lego, really. And my cousin was really surprised that I hadn't heard of it at the time, but I was not really online. I mostly played the PlayStation at the time because I was only 11 years old, and I think I'm missing something, but oh no, I don't need cobblestone. I was thinking I need cobblestone for some reason, but basically, uh, from that point, after that Christmas party, I was obsessed with Minecraft, and I went onto YouTube and started watching. I think I started with the Yogscast and the Shadow of Israel series, and that was a massive series, um, and it was pretty much had just started at that point, like a couple months beforehand, early in 2010. So, or not early, sorry, late in 2010, and that was quite quite a kind of fed into my interest into Minecraft, and I decided that I really had to get this game. So I begged my dad at the time for him to buy the game for me, but he was very hesitant at first because he was quite skeptical about using his credit card on the internet for what was a relatively niche product at the time. So, um, but eventually, with me constantly begging, um, I eventually did convince him to use PayPal at least, and that ended up with me getting the game around February of 2011. So I think I'm fairly certain the first version I played was 1.2, from what I remember. I had seen the exact date at some point. There was a way you could see it on the Minecraft website for a time, like your purchase date, and I'm pretty sure it was like late February, from what I remember. And that was really the beginning of what would essentially change my life. Um, and from then on, there was the unfortunate case of my failing grades. um, yeah, so essentially when I got Minecraft, um, it pretty much consumed my life, and like I remember the first night I got it, and essentially what I did was, because I was on Australian internet, which is extremely slow, especially back then when before they had the NBN and had actually upgraded the lines from copper lines. It was extremely slow, so I had to wait to download Minecraft a couple of hours. But since we got it at night, I was supposed to go to bed, and I remember distinctly that night um, pulling open my laptop in bed when I was supposed to be asleep, and because I was so eager to play this game, and basically playing throughout the whole night and late, like very early morning, pretty much, and being extremely tired for school that day. And it basically, from there, it was it had basically taken up most of my time for probably the next 3, 4 years after that. And I remember, I think the first time when I was playing Minecraft that night, I remember the first thing was like I wasn't exactly sure what I was doing in the first morning, so I kind of hid in a dirt hole, or like I think I'd broken some blocks and made like a little dirt like 1 by 1 shack, and I was living in that, and it essentially was quite scary for someone that young at that time, pretty much. And yeah, most of my knowledge had come from people like Pulosaurus Jr. and the Yogscast. So their survival, I think they were doing their Survival Island series as well for a time, um, which I was also watching, which kind of tied into Shadow of Israfel as well. And so I've probably been playing Minecraft for a while, and then decided to play multiplayer at some point around probably beta 1.3, I think, or 4. I found this. I started looking around for servers. Eventually, I found around beta 1.5. I found a server that was called Cold2's World, and this server was basically the server that I would go on for a good amount of time, up until probably release 1.2, maybe shortly after 1.1 or something like that. And I would essentially play this server for a while. I made a couple friends on there that I haven't seen since. And they had I remember joining I think it was they had like World 1 server, and they had World 2 server or something like that, and a create server with like plots of land and stuff you could assign. But I think there was a World 1 server, it was just normal survival with a couple of crazy builds and things. and I remember joining that and seeing a lot of the beta 1.5, seeing a lot of the crazy builds and things people had made. You would wander around the spawn and see all sorts of interesting builds. I remember there being like an alligator and a couple of brick houses and castles and minecart tracks going to each different build and all sorts. And yeah, I was absolutely that was absolutely my main the main server I played on, which is something you don't really see much anymore. You don't really see many just general survival servers like in modern Minecraft that have that kind of thing. Usually they're like I guess very kind of very sanitized in a sense, where you have the server operators building set spawns and stuff and all that stuff with commands and plugins and all that stuff. Not to say that that stuff wasn't there in the past, it was just less so. It was more it was just more kind of, I guess, the Wild West for Minecraft at that time. And yeah, you would just see all sorts of builds, very mixed building styles and such. Nothing quite unified. It's kind of like if you would go to if you went to Hypixel nowadays, you see a lot of major like major builds with like the modern building style, and they're like mega structure kind of stuff. It's like especially around the spawn areas and such. And yeah, that is a very different vibe. I remember one of the servers that Cold2's World had was a faction server, and I used to love, especially probably towards beta 1.6 and 7 and 1.5, around between the beta 1.5 and 1.8 really, I played a lot of faction servers, and you'd see people setting up underground bases and bases set on water because you'd claim the territory, and I don't think at the time you could just like you could build on the claimed territory. So if you had water around your base, then they couldn't use the unclaimed territory to build up above your base and get over the walls and such. So it made it harder to do that. I'm pretty sure that was the reason why you saw a lot of like bases on top of water, but yeah, that was quite interesting. I'm not entirely sure what happened to faction servers. I don't know if they still exist in the same form that they did then. Most people, I think the most popular servers are just mini games now, so like yeah, like Hypixel and Mineplex and all that, which I haven't played in a while. But yeah, it was a different time, and I remember when I was playing single player, one of the worlds that I had was with my brother on my dad's work PC, because we didn't really have, like, I had a cheap laptop, but my brother had nothing, so he downloaded it on my dad's PC. My dad was a little bit hesitant because he doesn't like having random games on his PC. or didn't like having random games on his work PC. And we had like this little town set up with a hotel, and I think my brother was like 5 at the time, 5 or 6, and we had like a little hotel and a pond, and there was a little castle with with like a little furnace room, and basically that whole world unfortunately was lost in the same year that we made it, because my dad decided to reset his computer for some reason, and yeah, unfortunately the world wasn't backed up, of course, because I was too young to think about that. I don't have any forethought, and yeah, that was quite that was quite a big moment, especially for my brother, remembering that world and all that. And yeah, one thing I used to do was I would play with school friends on the Cold2's server, and one of the things we would do, because we had no like understanding of what Skype was at the time, so we would get basically our landline, like wireless landline phones, and call each other and then put them on speaker next to the computer while we played, and that was quite different until we figured out what Skype was and started using that. But yeah, it's just it's crazy what you do when the things you come up with when you don't understand certain things, and one of the things that I do remember was the Yogbox, and that was one of the, like, trying to install mods was a big thing for me in the beta days, especially as a kid, and like playing around with. I remember one was like, was it the Spider Queen? There was a Spider Queen mod where you play as a spider. There was one where you play as a creeper, which I really tried to get working. I don't think I ever got that working. I remember getting the ether working. I wasn't the kind of person to think that that was in the base game like some people remember. I was still somewhat smart enough to know that that was a mod, but yeah, I remember trying to install it and failing a few times, but I did eventually get it installed. But yeah, fiddling with like computer files back then for me was a very different thing coming from a console player. It's quite interesting to see how that Minecraft has like increased. It's kind of helped me with computer literacy and stuff as I've grown older, and that is quite a good thing, I think, to get me interested in computers and video games and stuff. And I did IT for my uni degree, so I know much more about computers now, but it was like, that was kind of like one of the catalysts, I think, for me getting into computers. And a big part of who I am today, I think. But yeah, I feel like Minecraft when you have those like kind of formulative years, I feel like games like Minecraft and even just getting interested in games in general are a huge part of setting up your interests for the future. Well, that just happened. Well, that's lost me a lot of resources, but I'll punch back. I think I gotta rebuild everything, but yeah, it's gonna hurt to heal from that, but I'll make some more tools. But yeah, I feel like yeah, that has kind of influenced my interest. It's one of the things that I did when I was like really young was when we went on holiday to the UK and saw all the castles, and I felt like that also had an impact on me. Like I have a big love for history, and that has been quite huge for that as well. And one of the reasons why I always build castles in Minecraft. I think later on I remember. So this is kind of this is outside of the golden age. So, well, I mean, it's beta 1.8, around beta 1.8, maybe release. I had a whole thing where I was playing with a friend on a survival server. It might have been Cold 2's World, but essentially we would try to build this base that I'd seen this YouTuber make. I think it was Monkey Farm, and he would basically have this kind of like Colosseum style. Actually, I might just take all this out. And it was this big like kind of ring base with a it was like in a circle like hole in the ground, and you'd have like walls around it. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, Colosseum is probably the best way to put it. And that really inspired me to make a base that was similar to that. And for the longest time, we had tried, or we made that base in that server, but eventually I think the server wiped, or we stopped playing on it, and we came back to the game multiple times in like our own server, because I eventually figured out how to pull forward and make a server in 2012, around 2012, and we had multiple attempts over the years to recreate that base from those days, and it took us a long time, but we eventually did it a couple years ago. And then after a while, it was on one of my brother's realms, because he says he wasn't using it, and he accidentally deleted the realm world, which probably should have had a backup, but we lost that world as well. And yeah, so that basically killed all our hopes of ever recreating that world again for a while. And then I think it was last year we started up another world in modern, because he doesn't really like the old versions. But we started up another server and we actually have made that base again, and it's a lot bigger than it was in the past, and that save is going on pretty strong, so come back to it every now and then. We've had like a couple months breaks and stuff like that, but yeah, we finished all the stuff basically, and like we got net full netherite and all that stuff. But yeah, I feel like that kind of story going on for that long, like having that dream in the back of our minds the whole time has been quite interesting. Oh, I've got this inverted. There we go. But yeah, that kind of like, yeah, the Minecraft dream right there to build that base has been quite big as well. Good thing I keep all of the good stuff here, and I still have plenty of diamonds to go. So it's not a huge loss, but it is annoying. Never have I lost that many things in this save so far, so that's the first major loss, and I was recording, so yeah, probably a factor of me not paying full attention, but maybe there are some things that made it out, I don't know. But yeah, that whole the kind of trip through Minecraft that I've had over the years is quite interesting, because I have not been playing this non-stop. That's not the case. Like, I had a massive break, especially between like around 2014 and stuff. I started playing a lot more, a lot older games, like or a lot more adult games such as GDA and all that. But okay, yeah. But yeah, to have um, to have Minecraft as something that I can always come back to. There are very few games that actually are good enough that you'll come back to them in that same way. I think the only other ones I can think of are like Project Zomboid, and I liked Project Zomboid a lot, and I always come back to that. Not quite as nostalgic as Minecraft for me, but it's just such a good game. And what else? What's another game? Some would say Terraria. I'll probably see people saying Terraria a lot, but I played Terraria back in 2011, and I think it conflicted with Minecraft for me. Like, I already had a block game to go to essentially, so I really didn't spend a lot of time with it, and I still only have maybe 50 hours in total on Terraria. So it's a very different game, for me at least. It's a lot more progression based, I think, than Minecraft was in its early days, with bosses and all that. But yeah, I was so addicted to Minecraft, I didn't really spend much time playing Terraria. But yeah, there are very few games, especially that I can think of right now, that have the same draw as Minecraft, where you come back to it. Probably one would be Mountain Blade for me, and for a time Total War, but Total War has kind of lost its charm for me, especially with the modern titles. It's not the same kind of game it was. And yeah, but yeah, there's quite a few. There's only a few games that reach that nostalgia kind of, and like nostalgia in the sense of like it was still good. Not that I'm just playing it for memories, but it was still as good. It's still as good as it was back then, and it's not like rose-tinted glasses or anything like that. And yeah, I feel like that has made Minecraft stand out, especially for people who grew up with it. And it's still a very while like especially the modern game is more directed towards kids. I still think it has widespread appeal to adults, even in its modern form, which is why I'm playing it, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I think that's plenty of time. I think I've spent a bit too long rambling on about this stuff, but that's a little bit of Minecraft backstory, I guess, for me. So yeah, if you have any stories to tell or that you want to share or something in the comments, then that would be interesting to hear. And hopefully next time I record a video, I have recovered from that disaster. All right, well, peace.